Have you heard about the home title theft that's going around? Home title fraud. It's a huge problem. It is a possibility. Somebody can steal the value of your home and borrow against it. We'll talk about it. How dangerous is it? How prevalent is it? You know, there are scummy people on this face of the earth, not many, but all it takes is that one to steal your property, to steal your value, to steal your hard-earned equity, and it could be devastating. But is it important to pay for a service to insure you? That's what we're going to talk about today. See you on the other side. This is an astoundingly beautiful day in December. I think it's December 8th here in Nashville, Tennessee. People ask me all the time, what's the weather like in Nashville? Any given day, it might be somewhat different in any different season. But it is December. Today is a high of 63. It's very nice. I'm walking around all day long just in a lightweight sweater. And if you know me, you know I'm always cold. So that's what today's weather forecast is like. Tomorrow is similar, and it's not going to be below 50, I don't believe, for the rest of the week. It will change, though. People ask all the time. That's what the weather's like here in Nashville. A home theft policy is really a misnomer. It really should be, it's called home title policy. It really should be home deed theft policy. Because what happens is, especially if you maybe own your home free and clear, there is no lien against it. What somebody is able to do, because everything is done online, everything is done digitally now. There are probably juniors in high school who can figure out a way to get into the registrar of deeds, find a deed that probably has no, very little balance on it, and change the name. If your name is Susan Thetford, change my name on it as the owner, change it to their name as the owner, then take that deed that looks like I have a lot of equity in my property and maybe go buy a car against it, a lien against it, or, do any number of things. Borrow money against the equity that I have in my house by changing my name on that deed to their name and get money against it. The person who's most likely at risk for this type of thing is someone who has a lot of equity in their home or someone who has it totally paid off over time. So many elderly and mature people or people who have a whole lot of equity. The last 2 years here in Nashville, you probably have another 40% of equity than you did when you bought it, if you bought it in, say, 2019. So that's a possibility of something that can happen. If you listen to a lot of the companies that are out there that are trying to sell home theft title policy insurance, they make you think that it happens really, 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 really regularly, and it doesn't. But if it happens to you ever, that's one time too many. I get it. But the risk of having this happen to you is very, very low in consideration of some of the other lists that you can take a look at to see the percentages of. But let's talk about, do you need to buy insurance to protect yourself against it? Now, this insurance, what they do is they monitor for a monthly fee. They monitor the registrar of deeds to make sure that no one is making a deed lien against your property. And you pay them a fee to do that. But here's the thing, you really don't need to do that. You can go to your registrar of deeds in your own hometown. If you're anywhere here in Tennessee, now I don't know about every county in the country, so check out with yours. But you can go to the registrar of deeds in your state. And if you're in Davidson County or Williamson County, I'll put that link in the comments or in the description below. But if you are in any of your counties, you can go to your registrar of deeds, ask to be on a watch list such that anytime anyone records any kind of lien against you, against your property, against the property that you own, anytime a lien is recorded against that, you will be notified. And as soon as that happens, obviously that's fraud, and you can get it taken care of very, very quickly, rather than waiting until maybe they keep on borrowing against your $200,000 equity in your house. And once that equity is gone, you get notification that you're not paying on your loan or, you're overdrawn on your equity. Don't wait for a long time for that to happen. You will be notified immediately as soon as it happens and taken care of. So all you've got to do for free is go to your registrar of deeds and be put on a notification watch list such that anytime a lien is put against your property, you will be notified. And there's really not a need if you live in Tennessee. I can put it that way categorically. If you live in Tennessee, there's really not a need to pay a $25 or $30 fee to have an outside company watching for that. In case you're wondering where I am, and in case you're visiting Nashville, you have to come see the Belle Meade Plantation. I am here for an event, and I'm always overwhelmed with how beautiful this is. It's right here in the Belle Meade, outskirts of Belle Meade. Beautiful property. It was a stud farm, and you can see the smokehouse. You can see it had an original winery, and that's back to being a full-time winery now. You can see the blacksmithing shop. It's beautiful property, and the city of Belle Meade used to be a part of this stud farm. So history is so important here, and it's beautiful. I forget how pretty it is because I drive past it all the time. So I really want to stop and spend some time here to visit. Nashville is a wonderful place. If you're thinking of moving here to Nashville, Middle Tennessee, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you answer all of your questions and see if this might be a good spot for you. Meanwhile, subscribe to the show. Every single week we talk about a new thing here in the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area in our 13-county SMSA. And you may well be thinking of moving to Nashville. I'm happy to help in any way I can. See you next week. If there's a question you got, please go ahead and ask. I will do a video about it. You want to take a look around a little bit? I'll share it with you.